Here are some of your key tools for this activity. Please note the shortcuts. For this activity, we want to go from this to this, using new adjustment layers and hue and saturation. If you plan to follow along, please make sure you open up this activity file and make sure you're on the Edit layer. We're going to start off by using the Quick Selection tool, which is located on your toolbar on the left-hand side, or it is W on your keyboard for the shortcut. We are going to begin by selecting Superman's blue sleeve. In order to select any color, you must click and drag. If you want to alter your selection, you can hold Option on your keyboard, or if you are working with Windows, it is Alt. When working with the Quick Selection tool, you will notice in the top left-hand corner that there are 3 different options for that tool. The plus sign means you're adding to the selection. When you hit the Alt key or the Option key, you are now working with the Subtract. You may need to shift between the adding and subtracting of the Quick Selection tool in order to get the best selection possible. In addition to the Quick Selection tool, there is also the Lasso tool. The Lasso tool also works very similarly to the Quick Selection tool in the way that you can add and subtract from your selection. Also, these options are in the top left-hand corner of your screen as well. Once your selection is close enough, you are going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Hue and Saturation. After you select Hue and Saturation, be sure to name it something appropriate by double-clicking in the Layers panel. After it is named, you will see above on the right-hand side you can use the adjustment sliders to choose a different color. The fun part of this is that you could choose whatever color you want. Make it a party. In all seriousness though, you could choose whatever color that you want. I'm going to roll with a black and gold combo as you saw earlier, but you must make sure that whatever you're going to adjust, that you're in the Layers panel and that you're working with the Hue and Saturation button on the left. The button to the right of it is the layer mask. You can control what is shown and hidden with this button. When working with the layer mask, you have to use the brush tool. When using the brush tool in the layer mask, you only have 2 options as far as color, black and white, and they serve a purpose. Right now I'm using black, and that is hiding the artwork. But if I use white, it shows the artwork. How the layer mask works is that we made a selection of a certain area that we wanted to be masked. So that way we can adjust that particular area without affecting everything else. So as you can see now, we have a black shirt and the remaining background and other images are unaffected. We can see what is being affected by the layer mask by hitting the slash key, which is above the return or enter key on your keyboard. This will toggle and show red. Red will show what is being covered, and obviously you will be able to see what is being shown through by the colors that you have or the adjustments that you have. We will speed up this process a little bit as I clean up the sleeves and the remaining areas for Superman. I am not using the Quick Selection tool or the Lasso tool, but strictly the brush tool, working with the white, so that way I can show through what I want. I can toggle back and forth by hitting X on my keyboard or going to the left-hand side where the black and white foreground and background swatches are available. So if there's an area that I mess up, I can just simply cover it or reveal it. And of course, as always, I could always do Command Z to undo. We are now going to repeat the process for the pants. We still have to alter the outside edges and make sure that they're pretty clean. Once we have our selection made, we are going to adjust the current layer mask, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner in the Layers panel. As we hit the slash button above the return key, it now shows what is being hidden and what is being shown. Right now the legs are being hidden, so we're going to use the brush tool, and we can adjust the size of the brush by going up to the top or by using the open or close bracket on your keyboard, which is also above the return key. And as you can see, since we have a certain specific space selected, we are able to work directly in that and nothing else. Everything else is unaffected, which makes it easy if you're swinging the brush around wildly like I am doing right now. Continue to work on your layer mask as it may not be perfect. Sometimes leaving the layer mask mode and working in a regular mode may help to see what is still left and what needs to be worked on. Currently the tights and the shirt share the same adjustment layer, so they are sharing the same hue and saturation. But now I'm going to work on the boot. The boot will remain black, but I will leave space for a gold trim at the top. But in order to do that, I have to deselect and make sure that there's no black. I'm going to make a selection around the gold trim area that I want, and I am going to hide the black that is in that particular hue and saturation layer. I'm going to clean up the lines around this so that they are much better. After I have the area selected that I want, I'm going to work off of the edit layer on the right hand side. I know I have a new layer, but that's incorrect. I want to work from the edit layer as that is where the original information is from. Once the selection is finalized or close, I am then going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Hue and Saturation, and then I will adjust my levels so I can get the gold look that I want. I will do the same on the other side because they are the same color and they are going to be sharing the same gold trim. So I will just edit the layer mask, which is on the right hand side. For the remainder of this activity, I'm going to be doing the same thing for the rest of Superman and for the rest of the Justice League friends. For more, check Part 2. I will be going over troubleshooting some things as far as layer masks, selection modes, and color adjustments. Thank you for watching, and see you at Part 2.